I've committed a cardinal sin. Something so bad it should never be mentioned in public. It's worse than voter fraud. It's worse than adultery. I bought a motorcycle in the dark. Hello and welcome back to Uncouth Churlishness. This is a 1987 Honda Elite 150. At least this is what remains of one. This one's been laid over. It's had some really bad mechanics go over it. There's a lot of weird little nuances about it that we'll go over here in a minute. But I made the cardinal sin of buying this bike sight unseen in the middle of the night, last night in Fort Worth, Texas. From what I can tell, this guy's got some weird stickers on it. I think this was a TCU area kind of moped. It's got some chive stickers, stuff like that. That's popular with the college kids back in the day. It's also got some really interesting modifications like a weird HID headlamp, really rusted out exhaust, and it doesn't run, and it's a real piece of shit. Like I said, it's been crashed, it doesn't run, but it's got a key, it's got a title that matches the VIN number on the frame, and it's got records. But we'll go over that in a minute because the records really don't coincide with what was done. And I think the shop that did the work really screwed the previous owner of this bike over. So yeah, with that said, let's go over some of the nuances of this particular moped scooter. Now this Elite was lucky enough to come with a new battery, some service records that show that the fuel system was flushed out, but I don't think that's true because we have a lot of rust in the tank. It had some exhaust welds repaired, but really there's nothing but flex tape on the exhaust there. Not the best fix. Also, the heat shield nuts or hardware is missing. Up front, she's been laid over. The left side's got a lot of damage. The buttons work, but you can't really move them because this plastic piece the bezel has shifted to the right, and I can't really move the buttons. Starter works. I've charged the battery all night, but you turn it on and nothing happens. So, I'm suspecting the carburetor is the culprit here. But another interesting thing is the speedometer, when you push the bike, jumps all the way up to 45. Something is wrong with the speedometer, which the previous shop was supposed to have fixed. Here's an example of the speedo issue. I'm just walking the bike around, and it's jumping all over the place. I don't know what would cause that, but we'll take a look. It's got a HID bulb in the front of the bike, which I guess, I don't know why you do that, but whatever. It's been laid over. This whole side smashed. The bulb's busted out. The bodywork's shot. This mirror bracket's broke. All this is damaged. Back here, a little bit of damage from the fall, but it's got this weird kind of Goldwing-esque trunk, which I don't know if that might be worth money. I don't know. It's kind of ugly. But the good thing is the whole bike's ugly, so it's really not hurting anything. And it's typical 80s Honda. It's really nice quality, but hard to see. It's actually kind of a pearlesque white paint. It's not just a white like my other Elite over here. It's, I'm not going to say it's pretty. This thing is ugly. What's funny is the previous year, 86, had the better bodywork. It had that kind of bodywork on it, which I think totally looks and nails the retro vibe, and I love it. But this bike should be twice as much, if not more, of everything that is. That's an air-cooled 80cc. This is a liquid-cooled 150cc. And the fun thing is, it's got a drift lever, so you can lock up that rear brake, but it trips me up not having any kind of lever right here. That's really weird. It's only got a little over 5,000 miles on it. So, and when I turn the engine over, the engine sounds healthy. It sounds like it's got compression, but we're going to go over it. First thing I want to do is pull that carburetor off and look into it. But before we do that, let's get the history on this bike out and see what was supposedly done versus what was really done. So the bike actually came with a title, which is pretty rare in these old bikes. And here is the service history that came with it. Now, back on 4/21/20 of this year, this guy had an antifreeze flush, and the previous owner said that the old coolant had congealed in its system. A new spark plug put in, an oil change, an exhaust gasket's replaced. And that cost this guy about $230. So let's go look at this tune-up and see what else was going on. The first thing that when I was reading this last night caught my eye was they charged this guy $15 for some exhaust gaskets. Now, I don't know about you, but that doesn't look like OEM exhaust gaskets. And there's a nice crack right there in the middle of the exhaust that we'll have to weld up. But I'm going to pull that flex tape off and see what's going on. Also, the brackets holding the heat shield are missing. They're also pretty rusted, so there is a good chance that they threw that hardware away. The engine does have fresh oil in it. It looks clean. They were supposed to flush the fuel system. At least that's what he said. I don't think they did, because in the fuel tank, you may not be able to tell, it's not really rusty, but they did have a previous some kind of coating in the tank that's all come out. I'm sure that's made its way to the carburetor. The seat is in decent shape, but the weird thing is the brackets are here, and I have the other little piece in the front, but they're not on it. Like, they're not on the seat, so I don't know why they took the seat off. But it's got two keys, one for the glove box and, one for the ignition. Another thing, the coolant flush that they were supposed to do, there's no coolant in there. It's completely dry, and this was only a few months ago. So either this thing is burning coolant, it has a leak, or they didn't do what they said they did. So first thing I'm going to do is pull this bodywork off and start working at the carburetor so we can get this engine to start, and then start working out the other problems from there. Nice thing about this scooter is it has a center stand and a side stand. Oh my God, that doesn't really work. I almost dropped it. Well, let's get it inside. Call me crazy, but that looks like an exhaust bolt. Come on, focus. Call me crazy, but that looks like the exhaust heater shield bolt that's holding the body on. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Got one more. Okay, I'm actually going to back this out of the shop so I can get a little bit more room to work around it. Alright, and there's the engine with the side cover off. Cool difference in between this scooter and that scooter. That's a single monoshock. This is a dual shock. I'm already seeing some wet stuff coming out, but nothing too crazy. That shield is just barely hanging on there. Let's go to the other side. This is where we need to pull this airbox off so we can pull that hose there that goes to the intake manifold, or the carburetor. Pull that off so we can get this. I'll take that off too. Ooh, that is pretty dirty. Not a fan of that. I don't think that's going to be our culprit. Let's pop this off and see what's in here. Huh. It's like a positive crankcase pressure vent there. A little bit of oil coming out, but whatever. Alright, I think there's going to be a 10 here. I don't know about another Phillips. Let's pull this guy. it's pretty dirty. Pretty gross. I'm going to put the screw back before I lose it. Okay, I think our missing guy is going to be right in here. Maybe. It's got to be right there. Yeah, that's it. Oh, you son of a bitch. Fuck! Let's try this now. That's much better. Get my socket back. And we need to work this tube off the front. I want to take this off as one piece. So let's move around to the front. Somehow I got to get this part of the plastic off. I don't know how to do that. Just like that. There we go. Okay, let's do that. Oh, really? The battery's got to come out too? What a bitch. Okay. Okay. Now this is the tube I'm after. Let's see if we can get that off. Looks like we got one little guy holding us back here. Little hose that should pop off. It should, but it's not. There we go. Get you to release, you oil-covered bastard. I don't know if that's going to fit through there. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to put you back here where you belong. This thing is dirty. We're going to need to take it to a car wash and wash it. My hands are disgusting. All right, back to the carburetor. It looks like shit. Let's see how we get this bastard off of here. Yeah, whoever was in here previously does not know what they're doing. They got all kinds of crap. Looks like it's routed wrong. Let's see if we can just undo this clip. Yeah, thank God. Oh, I feel like that's going to break something. I think this line is coming from our fuel pump or fuel tank down here. I guess that it would be the feed line. Let's get a 10. Pop that off. Oh, it's a 12. Wow, the throttle is adjusted all the way out too. Wonder what that means. Whoa, it's got a lot of water in the field. That water looks fucking terrible. This is the electronic choke, same thing that's on my Elite. It's a missing holding screw. Not great, but not the end of the world. Just pull that out. That's all it is a manual choke that's dirty. And good God, this carburetor does not look good. Now we can, real quick before I throw it in my washer, I can pop these 4 screws off, look inside the bowl and see what we really got. Well, that's one that's wanting to strip. Before we move any further, alright, I can't get these screws out, focus, because they're old brass stripped screws that are notorious for stripping out even if they're in good shape. And I don't have a pair of channel locks because somebody walked off with them. So I'm going to go take a little break. I got to run up to work and get set up for a show tomorrow. It'll take about an hour. So I'm going to pack this thing up on a trailer, take it to the car wash and wash all this grease off, throw this thing in my parts washer, just have it soaking. And yeah, this thing's gross. It's just covered in grease and trash, and I'm not about that. So I'm going to soak it down with the degreaser now, take it to the car wash, and then go to work for a little bit. All right, we're back. We got our carb. I went ahead and cleaned it off camera. Completely tore it apart, rebuilt it, had some sludge in it, but nothing too bad. I think it'll hopefully fire right up. Now we went ahead and washed the motor, took it to the car wash. No more grease and grime. She's almost looking new. She looks really nice. Went ahead and cleaned the chassis, the undercarriage. Everything's looking okay. Hopefully we'll throw this carb on. She'll fire right up. I got to flush out some of this old gas. I got new gas sitting right over there, ethanol free. And we'll see what happens. Alright, we've flushed out the fuel system, put new gas in it, installed the car, installed the battery. And I'm going to try and start it if I can find where I put the key. Okay, we got the key back. Keep losing everything. I just want to see if it's going to pump out any gas if I got the vacuum lines hooked up. Because the fuel delivery system runs off of vacuum from the motor. It's like a weird little fuel pump. So I don't see it pouring out any fuel. Let's do a quick cheat, see if she'll fire off carb cleaner. Okay, that's a start. Well, that brand new battery is no good. That sucks. Well, we got it to spark. It's a start. This line is cracked and torn, and this is the one that's actually pulling vacuum for the fuel pump to work. So I'm going to replace this. I think I have some small ID fuel hose that actually would be perfect. Yeah, right here. So although much bigger OD, the ID of the fuel line is the same. So we're just going to cut a little bit of that and run it. Let's give it a little bit more space. Okay. New fuel pump line. Okay, hopefully that will fix our problem. Let it pump, get some fuel to the bowl. While it's doing that, let's help it run. Aha, there we go. I think it's finally getting fuel to the bowl. Hey, there we go. It's our positive crankcase pressure valve there. Putting out a lot of air. Let that run for a second. I'm going to go ahead and reinstall my fuel tank bolts while we're letting her warm up. I think our coolant gauge is actually working. It's slowly coming up to temperature. Let's see if we can get that in there. Pretty much out of gas. Coolant's slowly coming up, but not much. So I need to go ahead and put the intake system back on it, put everything back in its place, and take it for a rip. Yeah, notice the weird HID light. It's actually pretty bright. All right, we just got back from a little ride, and this thing freaking rips. Is it leaking? Yeah, it might be. I don't know. Man, this thing, there's a seat. She's a little torn, but she's there. This thing is literally twice everything the 80 is. This 150 is just... She rips, and I like her little floor-activated rear brake. You can slide in, drift her around, but man, she pulls like crazy good. Let's go for a little ride. I'll show you. Also, the the engine stays running when you pull the key out, like I will show you here. Gotta love that. All right, let's rip her. Oh, I forgot the side stand was... Jesus Christ, I almost dropped the bike. Forgot the side stand was down. Whoopsies! Floor activated brake, and we're coming to a nice stop. Back on again. Man, this thing just cruises, but you can see the speedo is just full tap. Like, It's getting a bad reading from some power cable. I'm assuming it's something to do with the headlamp and the fan that's on full time. But she's not getting hot and she's running great. Not bad for 300 bucks. Can't complain. All right, clear, clear. Oh boy. Yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Oh, the brakes are great. These old drums work really well. We're gonna pass this car. Watch this. Yeah. I have no idea how fast I'm going. We're just going for it. But look at that. We got him, boys. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Oh, we're coming in hot into the turn. That's so dangerous. Oh my God. Woo! Oh. A little bit of the death wobbles. All my scooters have that. I guess it's just a Honda thing. Oh, let's see if we can turn it around. Good brakes. Good brakes. All right. Let's go back up here. She bounces all over the place and the fucking seat's not even attached. Let's pull over under this light. Oh man, what a unit. Side stand down. Yeah, dude, 300 bucks with a title. All I had to do was clean the carb and fix the fuel pump. The lines were dry rotted and cracking and it wasn't pulling a vacuum. But yeah, she's got good tires on her. Most of the lights work. It's got this weird but nice HID light. What a unit. This will be fun to rip around. Oh yeah, anyway, let's get home. So yeah, not bad. Yeah, I'm not complaining. This is I call this a win. We got to weld up the exhaust. It's got a little bit of a leak. You can hear it backfiring and popping, but all in all, she's doing really well. Traffic, 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 and going. Woo! I thought that was a cop, but man, she fucking rips. Woo! Oh, what a unit. What a unit. Oh, the suspension is totally clapped out. Feels like the wheels are not bolted properly. It kind of wiggles around a lot. But all in all, not bad. Not bad at all. All right. What a fucking unit. Bam, 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 bam. Cool. This thing will be a lot of fun. So thanks for tuning into the channel. This was a lot of fun. We'll have some rallies, or maybe we'll take this thing to Austin on the back roads or do something nutty with it. But it's a lot of fun for 300 bucks. My friends can come over and we can have a good time. Appreciate it. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe. We'll do more builds. Thanks.